It was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. And you look at this Saints defense, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36. This defense for the Saints, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Chargers at 1-5, really struggling here to start the year. And they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Oh, good move. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 23. A gain there of 21 yards.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Quick hitter here is complete. A gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On fourth down, Herbert. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. There he goes, left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So just a tremendous play there defensively on this opening drive. Not just to make the interception, but to take it all the way home.
And it felt like this was a defense that was on its heels a bit to start this thing off.
Yeah, they pretty much let the other guys march right down the field until that moment.
Yeah, key play there, turned it all around. Big moment.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You look at the Saints defense. They've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Off the play fake, it's Rattler. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And hindsight 2020, I think they probably should have gone for the field goal, right?
The 3 points would look really good right now, but I think what we just saw there, analytics really starting to creep into the game because more and more teams are saying the more you go for it, the better your odds of getting it, the better your odds of scoring 6 points instead of 3. They took a chance there. It just didn't pay off.
Yeah, right here, the anti-analytics guys go thumbs up. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Another run here with Dobbins. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage. And now 3rd and 11 coming up.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he slings one that's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down at the 31. They work now on 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings us 2nd and 9.
Now it's Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Rattler wants to throw it. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Open man left side. Shaheed has it. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's second down. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
But they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It was Joey Bosa working his way in to bust that one up.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Rattler working out of the gun. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. A point after, good by Grupe. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Second and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Here's Rattler. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Joey Bosa so strong, able to fight his way in there to make the play.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Rattler. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now it's the veteran Jamal Williams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Stuffing him behind the line there. That's Deion Henley. Really nice play.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So still 14 yards to go. 2nd down. Throwing is Rattler. He completes it to Olave. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Trying to pound it in, Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A very one-sided first half. 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
To the air is Rattler. Little short pass here to Hill. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll go play action here with Rattler. And his throw here's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 2. Play action, now Rattler. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Groupie able to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10. Right at the 30. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Here's a give to Dobbins. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. Powerful running. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing 2nd and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like 2nd and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a 1st down.
Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On the give, it's Vidal. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Now, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They snap it to Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He'll look to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
To the left side, he's got McConkey. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
This is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a 1st down.
Herbert off of play action. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And only able to get two here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's a 2nd and 8. To the air again, Herbert. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And the Saints are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
This is 2nd and 8. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
From the 23, here's a 2nd and 4. Now back to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Good gain there on first down and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Again, it's Kamara. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get it inside the 45.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. And Shaheed going to go in motion. Kamara up the middle. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
They're pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Shutting defenders at the 15. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Kamara trying the right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Groupie for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he'll snag about 5 yards down at the 32. And they will take a knee here. And they take a knee. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Saints will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
At their own 14-yard line.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it. We're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for the Saints, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Southern California.